Hey everybody, Superfluous J here, playing more Dyson Sphere program. And last time we left off, we were trying to get logistic drones working. I'm in map mode, so I can't actually click on these things. But and the logistic drones take the thrusters, which require these green electromagnetic turbines, which we weren't making. In between episodes, I set it up so I can make some. Over here, we've got this special made setup that generates these purple boxes, the pink cubes, whatever you want to call them, the particle containment unit things. And it was kind of a pain to split off from there. So I decided to make two more logistic stations here. This one actually generates electric motors, and it's very small right now. It's got 4 electric motor generators. It takes in iron, copper, and magnets, and it spits out these turbines, the generators. This one here takes generators, iron and copper, copper and magnets, and it spits out these green turbines. It's a very tiny factory right now. I would make more. I could actually make 2 more. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to utilize the blueprints here. I'm going to hit F1. I'll just do this. And then, does it work? Oh, it doesn't. That's annoying. I was hoping it would realize that belts. It'll connect belts, but it won't let you overwrite belts with other belts. So we'll just do this, and we'll connect them manually for now until I get a little more used to using this mod. Oh, and let me connect these. There we go. So now these 2 guys together are generating 2 of these things, which is twice as many. We've only got a cap of 1,000. It's very tiny. We've got 1 drone in here to send the things back and forth because we're still hurting on drones. I think I can afford 1 more, and maybe 1 more into this guy. He has 1 as well. Let's go ahead and put 1 more in, and that should do it. That should be fine for now. But we're slowly making these the logistic drones, and we're making other things. And the important thing is we have these. I'm going to set this up better later, but we can continue now making our mall because we've got the green. We've got those green things, the turbines going. So we don't need to worry about how we're going to set those up. So we're going to continue here with this massive wall of interstellar stations here, and keep up and keep on keeping on. In particular, we are going to start actually making the things that will make expanding our base easier. This is merely so we can set up these stations. The next thing we need to do is we need to make certain things. We need to make belts, we need to make sorters, and we need to make assembling machines. Smelters and things like that are important too, but these are the core components to getting this going. So we want to make this now. And what we're going to do here is we're going to basically continue on with this idea. We don't have any of these, so guess what? I can go into here, and we have 18 in here. Look at that. Look at how nice this is. Let's go ahead and take 3 of these, because we're going to want 3. And we're going to put them fairly close to the other ones, because we want to pack these things in as tightly as possible. So we're going to put 1 here. We're going to put 1 here. We're basically doing, for these guys, the same thing we did with these ones. And then 1, this needs foundation support, so I picked up a whole bunch of foundation. We are going to continue paving the world. I have no problem paving the entire planet if necessary. And then just get this guy right here. And then that'll be these 3. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to go belts, sorters, and assemblers, and we're going to make the best version of the things we can. And with belts, that's actually going to be the belt Mark II right now, and it's going to eventually be the Mark III. The Mark III requires that crazy looking turbine thing, that blue thing with the glow on it. I can't make that yet. I don't even know how. I've actually put it in my research, but we don't have it yet. So we're going to go for conveyor belts Mark II, and we're going to basically use those exclusively until we get the Mark IIIs, which we're then going to use those exclusively. The sorters, though, we can go right to Mark IIIs, which is nice. So we're going to start with conveyor Mark IIs, and those are going to require iron and gears, which is just more iron. And then the Mark IIIs are going to require iron, for the other belts and the turbines. So let me figure out my ratios, and I'll come back when this is built. Okay, I've got it built. I've got actually all 3 of them built. Basically, we need 1 of each of these. It's fairly convenient. These guys take 1 gear every second. This guy makes 1 gear every second. These guys create, every second they create 3 belts. And every every second he needs 3 belts. So it's super simple. Nice easy ratio. The only problem currently is that we have so few of these that actually, is that the problem? No, the problem is that we're not actually outputting the correct thing. Haha. So there, now we're outputting these. They'll get put into here, and the Mark II belts will start coming out. The Mark III belts, as I said before, they require that super turbine, which I'm not creating at the moment. What's wrong now? Did we forget to... looks like no, I didn't forget. He needs Mark I belts. Did I... Let me place this sorter back. There we go. For some reason, the sorter wasn't working. So, I don't know what's going on. Definitely need a better sorter, and I think we're just going to upgrade right away to the Mark III. Let's just do that. We're going to be using Mark III sorters very soon for everything. So that gets us the Mark II belt, and eventually the Mark III belt when we get those turbines going. Sorters are a little bit more complicated. We need this guy makes every second he makes 2 electronic circuits. These guys every second need 1 electronic circuit. So 2 of these guys can feed off of 1 electronic circuit, and conveniently enough, every second they make 1, and this guy every second needs 2. So we've got the electronic circuits feeding into these guys, they feed into him. He makes 2 every second, and then this guy conveniently needs 2 every second, so he can then spit 2 out every second. Again, we're constrained by the lack of these electromagnetic turbines just because I'm not making enough of them. We'll fix that eventually. And part of the way we're going to fix that is we're now automatically creating these, which, if you look here, require 2 circuits every second, or 4 every 2 seconds, which is 2 a second, which this guy makes. So these 2 together are perfectly equated. He also needs 8 gears every 2 seconds, or 4 gears every second. These make a gear every second, so he needs 4 gear machines pumped into him. And that basically, that uses up almost a belt of our iron, which is kind of crazy. However, we are chugging through these things and making them. So it's really nice that we're finally making these things. And it'll be very easy now to expand our mall as we go. And speaking of expanding our mall, we are going to need to do that. And one of the ways to do that is we need these turbines. Second of all, research is stalled out again, and third of all, we're going to need more of everything. We're going to have to automatically make solar panels. We're going to have to automatically make Tesla towers, these wireless power towers, sorters, all these kind of things are going to have to be put in the mall. So I think I'm going to go up and try to fix research here, because there's no reason that I know of that research should be failing, other than I made it. Let's see. It looks like it's not yellow this time. It is blue. Oh, that's right. I think I know what the problem is here. I looked at this earlier and made a note of it. And yeah, this miner, we have used up an entire patch of copper. There is no more copper here. So there is no more smelters. There's no more of this line. There's no more of this line. There's no more of this line. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. This tower here is really no longer actually even necessary. So I think I'm just going to delete that. We're going to delete this tower. This line is no longer supplying copper over here. And yeah, we're stuck right here in that we are not delivering copper to these guys. Ideally, what I really want to do to fix this is to change the way science works. I'm just not quite ready to do that yet, because we're still working on getting what do you call it? If I could use my words, We are still working on getting them all set up, and that's more important than this. So let's go ahead and do this, and then bring it over here. Let's delete these. Bring this guy right around here, and then go down to here. And then we should be able to put a splitter right here and send copper this way and this way. And the copper's already on its way. And it's going to start loading into here and making us circuits, I'm sorry, chips. And those chips will start filling these things up. We will start to get blue science, and we will start our research again, which is very nice. And this is a tiny little research outfit. It's not set up in the correct order. Everything's bad. We're not going to worry about that right now. Our goal currently is to get this stuff working. Now, the big problem now is that we are not making enough of these turbines. We're not making enough of any of these things, and I'm going to fix that very soon. I'm just trying to decide if I need more stuff. I'm obviously going to need more mining. I'm going to need more logistic stations, which we're making, and I'm going to need more solar panels. Solar panels are actually very critical to getting this working right now, because we're going to need solar panels on the 4th planet, because that's actually going to be my component planet. So I think I'm going to fast track solar panels. And I'm a little concerned about this oil seep, but I think I'm going to continue on with this. We don't have any of these items, so let's grab a couple. Let's grab, like, say 5. I don't know. And then we will put one. We need room to get this other belt out here. So let's put this guy, and we're going to actually need the other assemblers too. So let's put this guy here. That should give us plenty of room. And we're going to do some foundation laying like we do. And I'll just do this too for no good reason whatsoever. And we're going to need to make solar panels. Now, solar panels, if you look here, it needs silicon, it needs copper, and it needs circuits, which basically they need copper and they also need iron. So that's what we're going to request. We're going to request silicon. We're going to request iron. We're going to request copper. We're going to only request 100 of each for now, as always. And we're going to say demand, 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 and we're going to remote demand them as well. And then we are going to supply, if I ever find them, solar panels. And we're going to limit that to 333 make a line. 1,000 would make 3 lines. So I'm going to actually limit this to 1,000 so that we can have 1,000 solar panels sitting here ready to go whenever we want to throw solar panels on a planet. We can triple belt that planet. So we're going to need some of these guys. I'll just take them all. And we should probably have some of these Interstellar guys, so take those. And I'm just gonna put 10 in here. Oops, 11. Oops, that's not what I wanted. 10, and we'll put all 10 of these guys too. And we're gonna need to charge them up. And then we need to figure out the ratios. This one's probably not too bad. A solar panel takes 5 seconds and it needs 4 circuits. Never mind, it's going to be bad. I don't think I'm gonna worry about the ratios too much. We get 4 circuits every 2 seconds. How many do we need? We need 4 every 5 seconds. So 4 every 2 seconds. So really, we could just get by with one of these. This won't be a perfect ratio, but I don't really care. 2 every second. That's definitely enough. So what we're going to do here, I think we can actually support 2 of those solar panel factories with that. So we're going to go chips, and we're going to go solar panels. So let's go ahead and make this guy be circuits. This guy be solar panels. And we are already requesting things. So does he need copper? He does. We need copper and silicon here and copper and iron here. So let's go ahead and let's run copper here. Let's run iron here. Yeah, that's fine. Let's run silicon here. Keep it consistent. And then we're going to send these guys back here. And let's just start doing sorter mark 3s. Let's just start doing sorter mark 3s. Where are we storing these? Right here. We got 32. That's plenty, probably. We're going to put the chips into here. We're going to put the silicon into here. We're going to put the copper into here. And we're going to put the iron. Actually, we're not putting silicon. We're just putting copper and iron. So we actually don't need the iron past here. But we do need copper. And we don't need silicon. Which is funny because they are silicon chips. But I'm not going to complain about that. And then we're going to put a guy here. So as soon as this guy gets copper, which apparently he has, but oh, I didn't set this up. There we go. Copper coming out. So these guys are making copper. Oh, I didn't bring the silicon all the way here. That's the problem. I think I just put my belts wrong. Put the silicon in there. I could probably delete this belt. Throw the silicon, the copper, and do I have any chips? I do not. Don't have anything to throw in here except for some iron. Okay, and now we're spitting solar panels out. They are by no means running out of chips. I actually think I'm going to change this, though. Yeah, I'm going to delete this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Let's do this, and this. And we're going to put this guy here, change him to a solar panel factory. Put another one here. Run this belt like this, which should trigger everybody. And I've changed my mind. Copper. These guys need copper, right? Yeah. Hate to do it, but I'm going to put copper on this line here and iron on this line. The chips don't care. But these guys will, because I can bring this out here is my reasoning here. So there's all that, and then don't want the sorter, I want the belt. There we go. Get this up to here. Okay. So now what we can do is we can put silicon. Actually, no, the silicon needs to come one more. That's the whole reason I did this. We can do copper into here, silicon into here, and then that. And then we go with that, and then silicon, and then copper. And then finally, we're going to have to run a belt like this and like that. And then the sorter is coming out. And then we need this back. And now we've doubled our production because this thing should be able to support like 2.5 factories. So that's what I think. We'll find out in a second here as this thing runs. Yeah, and these things are totally fine getting their ingredients here. I think actually we're not running at full power, yeah. And probably the first thing I'm going to do with these solar panels, and I'm going to put the ones in my inventory in here as well. The first thing we're going to do with these solar panels is probably triple our power at home. But we'll wait until that happens. So that's going to help us out. Then we need, we're going to need miners, and we're going to need... I'm looking at the things we really, really need. Splitters aren't super important. They are important, but I'm not going to worry about them. Neither are storage. Really, yeah, miners and smelters is really it. Chemical plants are important too. So let's go miners, smelters, and chemical plants. Let's go here. And here. And we're going to do one more like we did with the other one, and we'll put it here, I guess. Only we can come back to here, which means foundation. Better be consistent with our foundation. Consistently inconsistent. That means he can come right here. So, what does this mean? Okay, what's the one that takes the least amount of stuff? Probably smelters. Smelters take, never mind, they take 4 things, and we got to make 2 of them on site. So miners take 4 things, we got to make 2 of them on site. And what was the last thing I said? Chemical plants, they take 4 things. Amusingly, only 1 needs to be made on site, and that's the chips. And the chips can support... Yeah, we only need 1 thing of chips for those. So I think I'm going to do the chemical plants, ones that I need the least of, here. That way we hopefully don't cover this crude oil seep with them. So we only need 2. And I don't know where they are. I guess, yeah, we're not making any. Or we don't have any, I should say. So we should pick them up from here. Look at this, 200. How is that for nice? I like it. Okay, so let's go ahead and the same deal as before. We're gonna go. It's gonna be basically the same layout as this, actually. I think, except for with just more things to put into. So we're going to put him here. We're going to put this guy here. This one here. But instead of these, we're going to do chemical plants. Chemical plants. I'll just do the copy paste thing. Okay. And the thing is, we need a lot of inputs for this. We need iron, copper, steel, stone, and glass. So we don't actually have room for an output, so we're going to have to put the output probably here. It's not the best thing to do, but it's what I'm going to do. So iron and copper need to come out to him. Should probably set these up. Iron. I kind of wish that a default would happen. I don't know why it's saying it's getting 25 when, like, we're not actually requesting any. Iron, oops, copper. Steel. Stone. Brick, like, yeah, stone brick. And glass. Again, all of them being requested. And everything is actually coming, which is nice. So let's go ahead and set up our belts here. We're going to do iron and copper right out into this guy. And I forgot to actually say it on this one. Let's go iron, copper, and then we just need steel, stone, and glass coming out to these guys. And I don't really see a good way to do it all. So I'm going to just go steel. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Shift tab does not work on this screen. Steel. Stone. And glass. And I think I'm going to be even cheesier. Do I have an oil extractor? Actually, let's do it this way. Q. I do. So I'm going to put this here just so I know where it goes. can I get these guys? Steel, stone, and glass. Yes, I can. So I'm going to do it. There's glass, stone. I didn't want to do that. Oh, well. Steel. Let's try this again here. There we go. And then get these sorters on there. Steel, stone, glass. We'll do, I guess, glass, stone, steel. Why not? These guys are already inputting into them. These guys are getting these. They're getting all of their inputs. So then we can run a belt right like this. Then to here. And then right to there. And then we can say we are going to supply chemical plants. And like before, we're going to use the overpowered sorters for it and power everything, I think, including this guy with that. Oh, but it doesn't. Oh, that's okay, because this guy doesn't have power. So once I put this power here, that'll be fine. Just make sure everything's running. These guys never got their sorters. As soon as these guys get their sorters, we'll just make sure they get the 4 that they need. Oh, the 2 that they need. Yeah, easily. So then they're going to start making chemical plants. And those chemical plants, they're out of steel. Oh, oops. It helps if you put the sorter in the right spot. There we go. And then they're making their outputs, which are being put into here, and we're good. Okay, so there's chemical plants. Then we need smelters. Smelters require us to foundation more of the planet. I'm doing this 10 blocks of 10 at a time. I think it just looks nice to have these big blocks. But smelters require, if we look at this, circuits. Ugh. Circuits, what do you call it? Electromagnetic magnets or whatever. And that's going to be copper, magnets, iron, stone, and then return the smelter. So at least we can do this in one station. So we're going to go copper, iron, magnets, and stone brick. And then we're going to return, oops, not red science, we're going to return smelters. So let me figure out the ratios on this and I'll be right back. Alrighty, the ratios are pretty simple, and I apparently screwed them up by copying and pasting something. The blueprint mod occasionally, I don't know why, forgets what you're making in different places. So this one apparently did as well. I had to shift it one tile, or one block of 5 tiles, I should say, over. But it's working out. It's making these things. You should see them going on the belt, and we're good. It's pretty simple. The ratios are terrible, but one of these will support one of these. So I just made one each of these and put them into here. Then I went over here and did the same thing with miners. Miners are a little bit harder because they have 3 things that they make, and also they need iron. But once again, the ratios are terrible, but they all put together will make a miner. So I'm putting in 100 miners, and I'm putting in, I think, 500 smelters. And then, as I said before, I've got my solar panels here. And, oh, I should probably limit these to 100. Maybe 200. Actually, I'll say 200 because you need a lot of chemical stations sometimes. But we have 149 solar panels. We are still making more. As soon as we get 300, we can do another belt around the equator. And let me hit C and put some of these in here just to charge myself up. But those are the super critical things that we need in order to expand our factory, which is cool. That means that we can now fix a lot of the supply problems of things like not necessarily circuits, because we're not going to be making those. We're not going to be supplying those. We're just gonna get the raw resources. But things like the ones that are hard to make, like maybe past the circuits, like the processors, we're gonna make those off-site, and pink boxes and things like that. The turbines, probably even the motor turbines, and that super magnetic coil, whatever it's called. Super magnetic ring. I was very close. Once we get to the point where we're making that, so we can make the better sorters and assemblers, we're going to start making those, and then start making those assemblers. We're also very quickly, well, we don't have any because we don't have any of these electromagnetic turbines, but when we do get them, we are basically switching over to these sorter Mark 3s, to the point where I'm going to keep some sorter Mark 2s on me. And I'm even going to keep these Mark 1s on me until I start getting an actual surplus of these Mark 3s. But I'm going to use them to upgrade things as we go along, too, to get those going. But really, next time, what we're going to do here is we're going to hop over to the planet, the Song of Ice and Fire planet, and rename it to Component City or something like that. I don't know. And we're going to actually set up making these things there in bulk, and also bring a lot of solar panels out there in order to get that going. But that is, as I have said many times, next time. Until then, I hope this isn't a short episode. I broke it up into a lot of pieces, and it's hard to tell how long these things are sometimes. But until next time, I hope you enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I'm Superfluous J, and I will, as always, talk at you later.